So Josh Emmett versus Kevin Vallejos just took place a couple nights ago. We are going to do our typical every matchup that must happen next for all the noticeable fighters on the card. That includes Ozempic Queso, Steven Asplund.
What is that? Dude, no! What am I
Because I like Steven. I'm still a big fan of his. There's still fights for him, and we've got a juicy matchup for Steven Asplund. But we're going to start at the top with Kevin Vallejos. We've got another Ilia Topuria. He's a future champ. And I was saying it before, like if you pick Josh Emmett, just get out. You want to lose money. You want to be wrong. You have a fetish of being wrong and trying to pick the underdog. No, dude. Josh Emmett gets knocked out in the first round. But now, for Kevin Vallejos, I know it's kind of boring to think about, but all the other ranked featherweights right now have fights booked. Evloev and Murphy are fighting this Saturday. Arnold Allen's fighting fucking Melky Costa. Lopez is fighting Garcia. So the only guy that's left, Rodriguez. Tall featherweight. But Kevin Vallejos can easily close the distance just like he did against Giga. So I'm not worried about that. The question is, has Yair recovered from his hand? Has his surgery gone well? Because I heard he is going through surgery and shit. And does he even want to take this high-risk, low-reward fight? This guy was calling for another title shot against Volk after beating Pitbull for 3 rounds without really doing much. No, he's got to fight a guy that's coming up. It's either that or Gene Silva who's going to fight. I don't want to see Vallejos versus Gene Silva just yet. They got to save that fight. 2 very hyped up prospects. That's got to be like a title elimination or a championship fight. And it's got to be 5 rounds. Remember, Vallejos fought Silva when he was like 21 years old in the Contender Series. It was a long time ago. And I rewatched that fight. He didn't look as big back then as he does now. Now he looks much juicier and much more powerful. So they are going to fight again one day. I have no doubt in my mind that fight's going to happen. Like, it is going to happen. But for now, Yair Rodriguez, that's the fight to make. We move on to the Hulk, Ian Cutelaba. Big upset. I thought Umar Sy was going to be much more physical and big. I don't think Umar Sy's 6'4". I don't think so. He's probably like 6'2", 6'3", maybe. But we've got Iwo Baranevsky fighting this Saturday against the biodegradable banana peel, Austin Lane. Shout out to Lucas Tracy for enhancing my vernacular vocabulary and honing my repertoire with my newfound words that I'm learning. Biodegradable banana peel, Austin Lane is going to get knocked out by Wolfenstein Baranevsky in the first round. As soon as Baranevsky lands one overhand and touches that chin, it's over. So Cutelaba didn't take any damage at all against Umar Sy, and I highly doubt Baranevsky's going to take any damage with Austin Lane. I don't care that Austin Lane is 6'6". I don't care that he's moving down to 205. It literally does not matter. Austin Lane's not a fighter. He's an athlete, but he doesn't know how to fight. How is he still in the UFC? I can't remember the last time he lost. Oh, it was Petrino. Petrino choked him out. But before then, I think he got the win against Rebellis Despain just because Despain doesn't have takedown defense. But I'm going off topic. They need to do this fight. 2 wild berserkers who are short and stocky for the division. Both of these guys throw big, not meaty hooks, big, beefy hooks. We saw Cutelaba. He's kind of like the 205 Josh Emmett in a way. Like, go rewatch those Ankalaev fights, the fight he had with Ibo Aslan. He's swinging wildly and he's missing. But every once in a while, he will land. And when he does, he can get a brutal knockout. Just like, oh, wow, these guys both fought Ibo Aslan. The last Ottoman can't even beat your typical Eastern European Slav. Typical, right? Well, actually, no, I can't be making fun of Turks because I did have one Turkish guy come into my chat and he was nice. I hope he's not watching this. I love Turkey. I love Turkey. The Turks are great. Not a big fan of what you guys did to Constantinople, but you know, that happened a long time ago. That was like, what, 600 years ago? It's fine. We can move on. Things happen. Shit. They need to do this fight. The Hulk versus Wolfenstein Barnevsky. We move on to, oh God, Mictebek Oralbai with his beautiful prehistoric phenotype. Mictebek Oralbai needs to be on all of the Ralph Lauren commercials. He needs to be on magazine covers. I mean, this guy needs to be shown out there to the world. Women sexually fantasize about men that look like Mictebek Oralbai, but he did have a boring shit-ass performance against Chris Curtis, and he should not be fighting a ranked fighter just yet. 2-fight win streak at welterweight, density maxed. He's got that Homo erectus grip strength. He is very strong with the grappling. I was hoping a submission. I mean, he knocked out Hermanson. He didn't go grappling with Hermanson all that much, so I don't know why he decided to do that with Chris Curtis. Maybe he was scared that Chris Curtis was a brawler similar to Mateusz Rebecki, and so he didn't want to take a lot of damage. In that case, okay, he's got high IQ, which is quite contrary to what you would expect based on his appearance. But who's another boring lay-and-pray grappler at 170? Punahele Puna Soriano, who just lays on top of his victims. This motherfucker, Hawaiian, it's like, I don't want to say it because I don't want to get my channel flagged, but starts with the letter R, rhymes with grape. He just like lays on tops of Nikolai Veretennikov, the Albanian Eagle, Ramiz Brahimaj, and he just does nothing, and it's boring to watch. So, two boring grapplers clashing with each other, they have to strike. They have to throw punches, and if not, maybe we can get an entertaining grappling match, you know? Maybe we can get a lot of scrambles, a lot of reversals, a lot of submission attempts from both guys. I like grappling matches when it's two really good grapplers. Sterling versus Evloev, Gamrot versus Sarukian. You know, this could be one. So this is the fight to book. It's obvious. I can't really think of anybody else for Oralbai at this point. And not after, but if he beats Soriano, then you can give him a ranked guy and like number 14, number 13, whoever. Okay. We move on to Vitor Petrino, who had a great fight against Stephen Asplund. I mean, it wasn't great. He was circling around like a vulture, not doing much. He's obviously gassing out at heavyweight because he's super thick. And thick in a good way. Like, if you were a woman and you looked at Vitor Petrino, you would find him sexually attractive. No homo. I am not gay. I have not a single gay bone in my body, but you can tell when a guy's good looking. You had Petrino versus Asplund, the body beautiful versus the body ugly. And I did pick Petrino, and I'm glad I did, because this was a 50-50 fight on Tapology. A lot of people were going with Asplund, but he gets it done. Who should he fight next? He's on a 3-fight win streak at heavyweight, all against unranked shitters. Time to put him a ranked guy who's on a 2-fight losing streak, Ante Delija. And I put Ante Delija because he's not all that. He had his debut against Tybura, who was ranked, knocks him out in the first, and then all of a sudden he was like number 8 or number 7, just to show how shallow heavyweight is. And then he loses back-to-back to Waldo and to Spivak. So it would be a good test for Petrino. It's a winnable fight for him. I'm not really hyped up on Petrino all that much in the long term. Like, you get put in a guillotine by Lionheart Smith of all people. You get dusted out by Dustin Jacoby, which at the time was kind of embarrassing. But now, Dustin Jacoby's ranked and he's on like on a 4-fight win streak. So, you know, losing to Dustin Jacoby is not the worst thing in the world at this point. But I think the Delija fight makes sense. We don't want to see him versus like Spivak or Tybura. I mean, Tybur's got a fight booked, I think, with Walter Walker. We don't want to see him with a grappler because this guy's grappling. You fail 3 takedowns in the first round with Asplund, and Asplund got taken down by Denzel Freeman and LFA. and choked out. No. He couldn't even get the rear naked choke. And I think that was in like the second or third. It wasn't in the first. No. I'm not hyped up on Vitor, but, you know, great win. Speaking of Steven Asplund, Ozempic Queso, who should he fight next besides the skin loosening surgery? Okay, no, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. No, he's beautiful. Every human being is beautiful in their own way. He is not obese anymore. He used to be obese. He's not. He still has good output. He just has loose skin, but he's not obese. Okay, you have to understand the difference between loose skin and obese, but he should be fighting somebody else who's obese. Who else is obese? Who else would I put on my YouTube profile picture other than the one, the only, the type 2 terror himself, the Dagestani diabetic Shamil the Blob Gaziev? This is the fight to make. You get knocked out by Waldo in the first round. It's time to fight Steven Concrete Asplund motherfucker. Do this fight. I don't care where you do it. We've seen Gaziev, he's only been fighting in like the Muslim cards in Dubai and Qatar, and I've been mentioning this. There's probably not going to be a UFC card in that area for a while. Bombs are going off over there right now. You do not want to be fighting over there. Who knows if a drone is going to land in the middle of the Coliseum or whatever, in the stadium. But bring Shamil over. Do it in fucking England. I mean, England's being colonized by Islam right now, so they can get Steven to go over across the pond into Britain, yeah? To London, yeah? Fight with the Redcoats. This is the fight to make. High octane output, the heavyweight Holloway. I still believe. I will always be on the Asplund hype train. If Asplund has 10 fans, I am one of them. If he has 0 fans, I no longer exist. I don't care. You know, the Petrino fight was... He let it go. He could have knocked out Petrino in the first round if he had just kept at it. But he stepped in on short notice. He was a little goofy, mooning him, or like fake mooning him. Nah, dude. I still believe, though. So, Asplund versus Gaziev, it makes complete sense. A true Clash of the Titans matchup. Hunter, start listening to me. Start listening to Forge MMA. Listen to your boss and book this fucking fight. Asplund took a lot of damage. He's got to heal, but they got to do it. We move on to Freaky Rahiki, the last guy we have. Let's just be honest with ourselves. Marwan Rahiki is going to get brutally chinned. It just hasn't happened yet. I don't know, Mark Smith was the referee for his Contender Series fight against Malumba, the Congolese guy. If it was any other ref, if it was Goddard, if it was Herb Dean, we would have had Malumba in the UFC instead of Rahiki. It was so bad. He got chinned by an overhand. His head literally ricocheted off the canvas, and that is a surefire way to get the fight stopped, according to a lot of referees. But Mark Smith, I guess, was channeling his inner Yamasaki in that one, which is good refereeing, but dude, he's getting picked apart and also rocked by Harry Hardwick. I don't know why people were hyped up on Harry Hardwick. Like, no, dude. Harry Hardwick, he's got a decent chin too, but apparently not because his jaw was fucking broken. Who else is somebody that is also chinnable, who's got a similar build, similar speed, and a striker type of lanky... It's fucking Jusang Yu. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? Rahiki versus Jusang Yu. Jusang Yu just got knocked out by Santos. Easy fight to bake. Right? Are they going to waste Rahiki up against some insane grappler? No. Featherweight right now is, in my opinion, the second most stacked division with all of this talent coming in. And he's young. He's not going anywhere. I think this Jusang Yu fight makes sense. Those are the matchups. If you agree, like the video, I see how you can't agree with these lineups here. I mean, there are better matchups for Kevin Vallejos, but realistically, everybody else is booked. Dude, Kevin Vallejos and Rahiki are in the same division. Oh my god. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, if you're hyped up on Rahiki, you can't be. Because Kevin Vallejos, guys like Kevin Vallejos, Gene Silva, Melky Costa, every single ranked featherweight destroys Rahiki at the moment. Yes, he's young. Yes, he can get better. But his defense, I don't know how you improve those kinds of big gaping holes. And no, please do not think of a big gaping hole when you look at Steven Asplund's face. That's all I got for this video. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, motherfuckers. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.